This is where the magic happened last year. It's kind of cool walking into a bait. It's got a bit of sentimental value to me. So we were sitting in a little ground blind just over here. That giant bear last year came down the hill chasing that sow, and I was able to put a good shot on him, and he ended up piling up just back there. It's a good spot. It's a great spot. We actually call it shore lunch too, because it's where we actually come, and so we're going to be doing a shore lunch here. We got some pike that we're going to fry up, and it's been hitting good, so we'll take a look at the card and see what kind of bears are there, and maybe we end up sitting it. But it's just cool to walk in here again and kind of relive it. You just get those flashbacks, and you can kind of re-envision everything and how it went down. And it was one of the craziest hunts I've been on, and definitely an animal that I will always remember. And to be sitting on the ground level, like 18 yards from a 21+ inch black bear chasing a sow down the hill, it's pretty special. So
I often say that one of the best parts about hunting is looking at a photo, trophy on the wall, or walking into a familiar environment and instantly being hit with the memories and experiences that went into that hunt. The details remain crystal clear, and it's almost like it happened yesterday. When I walked into this particular bear bait 1 year after harvesting the largest bear of my life, it was like being transported back in time. And I'll admit, it was that particular moment in time that led me to being back there again this spring. It was a moment I will always remember, but also a moment that I was chasing again. There are very few places on earth where you can experience such a hunt, and Mark Belchamber of Big Spruce Outfitters and Therio Lake Lodge happens to be very high up on that list. Mark operates an extraordinary camp in the far northern reaches of Saskatchewan, in an area renowned for producing world-class black bears. And after last year's experience, I found myself headed back up there once again with my good friend Devin to try and repeat the success we had.
It's evening number 1 in bear camp. The boys are boating away right now. They just dropped me off. And Dana's heading to the second stand. So a lot of firsts tonight. This is the first hunt I'm self-filming. First bear hunt where I'm the one with the tag in my pocket. And as we were rolling in here, there was actually a black bear that we spooked and ran off. So this bait has been getting hit. There's some pictures of a couple very good bears. So we're gonna see if we can put in some time and maybe tag one of them. Just had the first bear of the trip come in, and kind of kicking myself in the butt for letting him go, but it's also, yeah, like I said, the first bear. Don't have much to compare him to. Looked really nice. He might not be too far, but yeah, he just came in pretty well by the time I seen him. Got my gun ready, got the camera filming. He came and scooped the fish off the top of the barrel. And yeah, took a couple steps and then trotted off. So yeah, we'll see. Where'd he go? Come on, baby.
Fatal Impact is proudly sponsored by Wood Wheaton Supercenter, Rexbid Broadheads, the MD of Bonnyville, Hoyt Archery, Weatherby, Deluxe Wall Tents, and Wapiti River Outdoors. This segment of Fatal Impact is brought to you by Wood Wheaton Supercenter, a proud supporter of our outdoor heritage.
Just had that big black bear come back in and got a real good look at him. I don't think anyone's giving me a hard time for this guy. And anyway, yeah, nice black muzzle. He's pretty hesitant coming back in, but I put a bullet in him.
That didn't take you long.
No, he gave me 2 cracks, and the first time he didn't give me a shot. Then he doubled back, gave me a shot.
First bear?
First bear for me or the
The
night?
first bear you saw?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's go find him then.
Let's go find him. Yeah, I just need assistance.
Well, we finally laid eyes on the bear. So a little worried there. No one found blood for a couple yards. We have the whole crew out looking, and just happens that I misled everyone enough that I was able to stumble across it. So we're gonna go walk up on it and see how big it is. Yeah, it's right there. A little bit of blood. Yeah, I was dropped off, 4 hours ago? Me and Dana parted ways, so this was self-filmed. Came in, I'd imagine it's the same bear without having name tags on them. Robbed the fish from the bait barrel. Didn't give me much of a look, but within the hour it was back, and yeah, gave me a nice shot with the old open sights 308. And yeah, probably made it 100 yards from the bait. And it should be, yeah, without speaking for the whole crew here, should be a pretty easy recovery back to the boat. Yeah, this is my first bear, first big game animal with the open sights 308, and it kind of went exactly how I pictured. Coming up here to northern Saskatchewan on these remote lakes, fly-in camps. Yeah, this is the kind of bear you expect to see. And I'm sure there's bigger ones in the woods. That's what Dana's here for, right? Not everyone gets to poke one on the first day, so.
With Devin tagging out on the first night in the stand, it opened up the window for me to be a little pickier and hold off on the one particular bear that I traveled there to hunt. Mark had been sending me pictures of him before we arrived in camp, and I knew that it would be hard for me to convince myself to shoot anything else. I spent 8 hours a day sitting in those stands waiting for him to slip up. We got hit with rainstorms, wind, and some hot weather. We tried hunting mornings, afternoons, and evenings. Midway through the week, I was presented with an opportunity at a huge shooter class bear, but chose to gamble to the very end. You know what they say, you can't kill a giant unless you're willing to let the big ones walk. I would finish the week off with my tag still folded in my pocket, but my head held high, knowing that we gave it our best effort.
Fatal Impact is proudly sponsored by Scree Gear, Top Notch Taxidermy Studio, Uniro Electric Bikes, Ole Smokes Coffee, Federal Premium Ammunition, High Mountain Seasonings, and Onyx Hunt. This segment of Fatal Impact is brought to you by the MD of Bonnyville. Lake adventures happen here.
As our spring bear season came to a close, I was still holding my Alberta bear tag in my pocket as well. And after filling my early season elk tag, I had a few days in my schedule that cleared up, so I gave my good friend Adrian Jacques a call with Keg Country Outfitters. We had done a moose hunt with him a few years back, and we had several conversations about the incredible spot and stalk bear hunting he had in his area. He was happy to sneak us into camp for a few quick days, and we tried our best to make it work with the bow.
Crazy couple days. So yesterday morning we actually killed a really nice bull elk a few hours south of here, and then this morning we reorganized everything. John and I jumped in the wood wheaten truck and we actually drove a few hours north, and we just arrived in bear camp. We're up here again with our good friend Adrian at Keg Country Outfitters. Darcy and I were here last year for moose, really liked the operation, and this year Adrian told us we need to come back and check out the bear hunting. So we're here, we're just taking a couple shots with the Hoyt and gonna get set up. We've got a couple hours, we're gonna eat supper, and then we're gonna head out. It's gonna be a quick one. I don't know how many days we're here for, but I'm hoping we can just get onto a couple good bears, get a couple bears on the ground, and then maybe head back to elk camp. Would be ideal, but we're here, we're gonna enjoy it. Apparently there is bears everywhere, and guys have been killing some big ones. Last week, someone in camp killed a giant brown bear, and that's in the field where we're going tonight. So Adrian said it's a good spot, should be plenty of bears, and I'm looking forward to it because I have never spot and stalked a black bear in Alberta in the outfields. I've always wanted to. It's a different dynamic. I'm worried about judging size because I'm not a very good bear judge if they're not in front of me. So we're gonna make the best of it, have some fun, see some bears, hopefully shoot some bears, and enjoy our time up here.
But I'm not even close. Through my inhibition, I've become quite sure that I love you evermore.
This is the spot, I guess. Adrian just dumped us off. He said there's a creek that runs along the bottom, and then there's been some bears up in this part, but this field actually goes quite a ways back into the back there, and that's where a lot of the bears are. So there's a big tripod stand back there that we can climb into, have a look, use it to kind of get eyes on something, but he said there should be a pile of bears in here tonight. Historically there is, so we've got a little bit of housekeeping to do. We gotta make sure we got all of our arrows and everything set up. It's been a whirlwind of a couple days, so we're still trying to piece everything together, make sure we got it. I don't think we forgot anything, but we probably did. And then we'll throw the bags on and slowly work our way. I'm gonna look it up and see which way the wind's going. I think we're kind of sheltered. It feels like it's swirling, but I think it's going to be mostly out of the west, which isn't ideal, but we'll just kind of change how we approach things. But we'll kind of get geared up and start feeling it out. Nervous. Hope we don't shoot a 5.5 footer. Imagine bringing that back to camp, eh? Adrian would never let us down. Never let us live it down.
So I put my hesitations on the shelf, 'cause this is what I choose. This will be the easiest thing if I let it. And I can't be too afraid to fall.
Hi, Doc. We finally spotted our first bear and he looks big, so like usual, we're fighting daylight and he's in a good spot. Wind will be good, we just gotta hit the tree line and then we're gonna work our way out and he should be out in the oats. We just have to kind of run over there because we're running out of light. I don't know if it's the same one, but that one gave us the slip. But there's for sure 2 bears up here. So it scares me. I don't know if it's sound a cub or what, but we're gonna get close and try to go look. I don't know how big he was. There's still 2 right here. How do you judge him when all you can see the top of his ears? I mean, we were within range, but I couldn't shoot. That's so tough.
This segment of Fatal Impact is brought to you by Scree Canada, rugged hunting clothing for Canada's terrain. This segment of Fatal Impact is brought to you by Tourism Saskatchewan.
After spending a day chasing them around with my bow, I quickly realized that I was going to need more time than what I had available. We were due back down in elk camp the next day, so with 1 evening left to hunt, we made the decision to pick up the rifle to try and fill my tag.
We're down to the wire, but we got a really nice bear on the back side of this piece. So we're gonna cruise across the oats, get into the dirt. He's kind of working his way in, and we're racing the time. We're racing darkness, but he looked really good, so we gotta hurry. We're gonna try and put a shot on him. But we got him, dude. That was right down to the wire. Probably like 15, 20 minutes of legal light left. We spotted him. He was out in this black and I could see him from the road. Looked like a good bear. And we just ran across the oats here. We caught him in this thick stuff and he come walking through and I had a short window. He stepped out and he didn't want to stop. And I don't know where my first shot hit him, but I just kept feeding him. And he's laying dead right there. So they must have been decent shots. Oh yeah. Swing around this way, John. We'll get a decent look at him and see. I can't believe we managed to get it done on a bear like this in 2 days, dude. We had such a short window. I killed an elk 2.5 days ago. The next morning we jumped in the truck, we drove up to Adrian's camp here at Keg Country Outfitters, and we had a short time frame Last night we went out with a bow, seen a handful of bears in the oats. What a cool experience chasing them in the oat fields like this, spot and stalk. I've never hunted bears in the fall before, and let me tell you, it is a blast. This is exactly the kind of bear you come up here looking for. You get 2 tags in Alberta when you come up here, and there is a disgusting amount of bears up here. These oat fields are pounded with them. The farmers are begging guys to shoot them, and Adrian has a fantastic operation. And the guys in camp are putting the hammer down on some beautiful bears. There was a giant 7.5 foot brown bear killed this morning by a lucky lady in camp. A couple big blacks last night, and now another big black tonight. And they're only on day 2 of their hunt as well. So it's an operation like I've never seen before, and one that I'm super thankful for the invite, Adrian, and I'm glad we got it done.